Hello Chocks and Chocettes, and in between, Chocolo Roberto here for another video review this year of the new Poppets mix-ups. Yes, what does it say? What does it say? Toffee, salted caramel, malty crunch and chocolate. There we are. Yeah, so some have said this is sort of like a Poppets answer to Revels really, and I can understand why, to be honest with you, especially if it says malty crunch, you know, toffee, salted caramel, well, and chocolate maybe, yeah. Yeah, so these got obviously no orange or coffee, but other than that, yeah. What does it say? What does it say? Poppets, hey there! Ready to pop some deliciousness into your day? Well, my friend, you've picked the right bite-sized treat to give you that little lift. With exciting sensors wrapped in chocolate, we're perfectly poppable. Little balls of chocolatey fun. So what are you waiting for? Pop open the fun. There we go, yeah. Interesting. Yeah, so Poppets, those you don't know, usually do sort of spheres of... I guess chocolate covered centre, so the centre could be orange or something like that. And back in the day, it used to be, well, I remember it being sort of a bit like your sort of chocolate covered peanuts and raisins. It used to be that sort of orientation, but these days I think it's more just flavours like orange and mint maybe and stuff like this. So, it's an interesting one. Not to the blue, they've done a few things lately. Yeah, so they did like a sort of, I guess, rebrands in these packets. It used to be in little cardboard boxes, you know, that was their thing. And now they're in a sort of packet form like this. So, interesting one. So they kind of, I guess, rebranding or branching out, I guess. And it's unusual as well, I would say, because they're not a massive brand, I don't think. But, obviously, yeah, with things like this, who knows, could definitely expand the number of people buying their stuff. So an interesting one. What's the description now? I think it says milk chocolate with assorted centres, basically. If it focuses in. There we go, yeah. So I forgot, have we got any palm oil, sunflower oil? It says, no, I thought it says palm oil, it's plain caramel. Yeah, plain caramel. Carnauba wax. Yes, yes, milk size 40% minimum, cocoa size 25% minimum. Yeah, I can't see any palm oil. It might be there. Oh yeah, palm fat, palm oil. It's got both actually, so there must be some slight difference. I think it's where the different parts of the, I guess, the kernel they come from. There is a slight difference, but they essentially amount to the same thing, really, for all intents and purposes. I think I said milk size 40% minimum, cocoa size 25% minimum, didn't I? So per 100 grams, 453 calories, 20.5 grams of fat, 12.3 of which are saturates. So calorie-wise, pretty well below the 500 to 550 usual amount that chocolates tend to have. Yeah, that I've experienced anyway. Not entirely satisfied with this product, contact them. 120 grams, as I say. ValioConfectionery.com. Valio Foods Group, Dublin. Heard of them before, must be the people behind it, but I've never heard of them. Yeah, so it says throw it in the bin. It's got the recycle thing where it says they support recycling, but they don't necessarily recycle this product. Not suitable to 0 to 3-year-olds. Yeah, it must be quite small. Let's say just on the bottom there. Yeah, it's an interesting one. I think there's much more to say. No artificial colours and flavourings, suitable for vegetarians, it says at the bottom there. That's good, that's good. Yeah, alright. I don't think there's much more to say really. It's quite a bit of I mean, you know, you're talking half the bag is empty there. That's the only thing I would say. I mean, obviously they are bunched up at the bottom, but even so, not that bunched up. So basically you literally have half an empty bag there. This is all just empty here. There's nothing in it. So it's pretty disappointing that. It's not unusual though, but when you consider that they could have just had a pack this big, regular size pack. I mean, I guess it's 120 grams though. So, you know, a normal pack of sweets tends to be 30-40 grams or something. That's obviously 4 times as much. So, you know, there's reason, I mean, you know, so is that justifiable? You know, is that justifiable though, basically? Does that justify them to put it in a bigger bag? I don't know. Yeah. I'm not sure. I think we're used to it, and I think we probably would say yes because we're used to the way things are. So we're used to sort of small bags being generally 40 grams at most, you know, or something like that. But you know, yeah, don't know. I don't think that's right generally. I mean, but then you know, the smaller bags obviously then contain a third of this in the same space, so they're sort of should be even smaller. So where do you draw the line? I don't know. There's shelf presence and things like this to consider. Clearly they're meant to be hung on a rail or something like that, you know, or they can be anyway. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm not sure what to make of it. It's obviously something that's a bit more complicated than at first glance, but even so, yeah, it is clearly misleading to have a bag this big and to have it only half full. However you want to look at it. So there we go. Yeah. All right. Well, let's give it an open. Let's do it. Let's give it an open. Right, go. Let's get these new Poppets mix-ups and open. Yeah, so very interesting, don't you? Very interesting. Quite a nice colourful wrapper, I think you'd say. I quite like the, do quite like the look of it. Yeah, so it does look very nice. Quite interesting text at the back as well. It all looks pretty good. Yeah. Alright, so let's give it an open, as I say. So I've done, well, at the time of recording, I've done well over 800 reviews now. So if you like this video, please click the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And in the top right hand corner, I'll put a link to place of all my other reviews. So if you like this one, afterwards you go watch those as well. Hopefully enjoy those too. Right. Quite a nice smell coming from them. Yes, it's quite, having complained that it was only half full, it does look quite substantially full there. I mean, obviously you've got the, you know, good fifth or sixth of the wrapper been torn off. Let's have a look. So it's difficult for me to discern just which ones are what here. Obviously I can guess. Let's just see how many we get, shall we? Let's see. I mean, obviously it's gonna be quite difficult, I think, to give you a distribution, because there are some slightly bigger than others, which may or may not be indicative of what they are. I'm going to put them into groups of 10, I think, because they're going to start rolling everywhere. See which is what they are doing. Bit annoying though when you get into 10 you can't tell what you've done, so we'll see. Okay. 5, 10. Oop. Okay, 5, 10, 5, 10. 5. Oh, look at that. Seems to work exactly. So 5. So yeah, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So 60 it seems. That's pretty much spot on. Yeah, that's really good. Don't normally go into each other this well, so that's really good. Yeah. Doesn't really matter, of course, but for me, I quite like that. Yeah. Yeah. 60. Perfectly. Exactly 60, or perfectly 60. I was going to say. So you can see there's these sort of big ones here. They seem to have actually naturally separated. These ones ought to probably be the Malteser ones. It's really hard to say though. I mean, how many different types are there? There's toffee, salted caramel, multi crunch, and chocolate. So I think it's going to be quite difficult to say what the distribution is. I think, as I say, I can assume that this one's probably a Malteser one. You can see they do vary in size quite heavily. You know, but then of course this one looks to be probably a Malteser one as well. But it might not be though. It might not be. You know, so it's going to be quite difficult. I don't think I can really go through all of these and test what each of them are. Yeah, so I'm not sure. Obviously, yes, as well for the size and stuff like this. Now then, so this one here, let's say we'll just do it's not very accurate. This, well, it's going to be accurate for what I measure, but not indicative of the thing as a whole because it changes. It's not a perfect sphere. It's about 1.9 centimeters there. We have some other ones like this one, for instance. Well, at best, it's about 1.5. Obviously this side here, 1.2. So yeah, so there's a bit of a wide disparity between the sizes, but I think that's just dependent on the filling really. Most of them seem to be this quite small size. I say only 1 or 2 of them are this big size. Yeah, well, look interesting. As I say, not really possible to sort of. I might, you know, I think what I might do is, I don't know, yeah, maybe bite into a couple and show you the insides of those. But yeah, so I say it's 120 gram bag, so it's giving you per 100 grams on the yeah nutrition information. You just basically add a fifth onto that. So I probably would have done the caption for that when I did it. So yeah. Early on when I talked about the calories. But yeah, alright, okay, well I think there's quite a lot in here. It's not too bad. It looks good to me, I think, even as I say, despite the fact that the bag was half full. I think you get a reasonable amount here. But as I say, it could be to what I'm used to, what I'm expecting from that size of a bag. So, you know, as I say, yeah, perhaps they've just trained us to expect less than we should get from the size, but there we go. Alright, let's give them a taste. Let's do it. Let's give them a taste. Okay, I want to give these new Poppets mix-ups a taste. Yeah, so it says, well, I don't quite say new there, but it did do. You can imagine, there you go. There. Give them a taste. Yeah, so basically 4 different types. Toffee, salted caramel, multi crunch and chocolate. So yeah, multi crunch being Malteser, I imagine, pretty much. So there are sort of bigger ones like this. So yeah, so we've got a few of us, 60 in the pack. So it's very hard to discern just what they are. Most of them really do look just like this. So can't give you a good distribution of them, unfortunately. But fortunately, if you're working at Poppets. But yeah, all right. So let's give this big one a taste then. Let's see. I'm expecting this to be a multi crunch one. So I might just bite it in half. But yeah, let's do it. Let's give it a taste. It's not. It's solid chocolate. Oh, wow. So I assume that's a chocolate one. Doesn't have any other taste to it. Interesting. Not bad, you know. I wouldn't say it's the best chocolate in the world ever, but it wasn't bad, that. So that's quite interesting. I like the way the big one wasn't just a Malteser, you know. So that's quite good. I'm expecting this one to be a Malteser, so although I don't know now. Let's give this one a taste. This one is a Malteser. Well, not an exact Malteser, but there we go. Yeah, Malt Crunch one, or whatever it was. Multi Crunch. Okay. Didn't taste as good as a Malteser. It tasted it didn't seem to be as airy as a Malteser actually. Alright, let's try some more then. Let's try this one. Wow. So assuming that's caramel, it could be toffee, of course. Yeah. See if it tastes of salted caramel or just so it's a chewy one. So quite similar to Revels. I'm assuming this is toffee because it's very chewy, but doesn't really taste of salted caramel. But I could be wrong. It'll be difficult this to actually. I've had 3 of the 4 so far. It's not too bad. But I just don't know. That's. I assume that's toffee. As people have mentioned, this is kind of a rival to Revels, you'd perhaps say, but I feel they're different enough. I feel this one doesn't have the orange or the coffee in. But they are similar, but obviously, yeah, I think they're different enough. Okay, let's hope we get, can find a caramel one or the toffee one, whichever one we haven't had. There's another chewy one. I'd like to find the salty caramel one. Toffee one's okay, it's a nice chew. It doesn't really taste too much of anything, it's just got a nice chew to it. Not too bad so far. I quite like the chocolate one was actually surprisingly quite interesting. But it could have been because I don't know, it was just a big sphere of it. This one looks very uniform. I'm not sure if that's indicative of what's in it, but yeah, something else. Just been slowed down with I'm getting the toffee ones to chew. I'd like to know if the caramel ones are runny caramel or not, really. Let's give this one a go. That's 3 caramels in a row now. I don't know if most of them are caramels. I'm just being unlucky or lucky, trying to find a different one. Whether the salted caramel and the toffee ones are actually the same. I can't taste any salt. A salty taste. Let's try this one. Okay. I didn't bite it off very well, but that's a salted caramel one. For sure. It's more like a sort of. I don't know what texture it is really. See, I've took the chocolate off a bit. It's kind of like a sort of. You can see what that's. It's a weird. It's like a sort of sensor like you get in Revels for sort of your orange or whatever. It's more like a flavour holder. As you can see there, it's just a solid mass of something, you know. But it's clearly the salted caramel one. That's not bad. The distribution seems to be a bit difficult to discern, but the salty caramel again. I'm assuming I had the malty one before. Yeah, it didn't taste salt. That was, it didn't taste salty before. Yeah, there we go. For sure, yeah, I did, yeah. I'll say it tastes good, the malty one. It's not quite the same as the Maltese. I think it just doesn't seem to be quite as airy as, as a Maltese is, but it's not too different. Not bad, these ones. The salted caramel one is definitely, it's more of a flavour. It's not, it's not actually a runny caramel. It's just something flavoured, salted caramel. Not sure now if I just had the Chocolo. I think it was a salted caramel again. The crunchy one. I'm in Morris these. I'm just trying to find another chocolate one if I can, but I can't find one. Yeah. I'm playing salted caramels now. There you go. That's the salted caramel one. It's just got like a sort of centre that's flavoured as something, So not bad. I say I'm struggling to find the chocolate ones now. Looking for those. It was a massive one before, but yeah, can't find it now. Yeah, difficult one there. You can't really pick what you want. I guess that's the idea, though. You can't tell, like Revels, you can't really tell what's what in these. Even the ones that like a big and nubbly, you think, oh, they're going to be Malteser or chocolate or whatever, or multi crunch. But they're not, so it's quite good that that's the case. In this case, so it was. And the first one had the biggest one was a chocolate one, as I say. So not quite much. I quite like these actually. I do like the way they are so random. You just really can't tell what they are. I just would like to taste one of the more of the chocolate ones. Or the caramel one. No caramel. Seems to be lots of caramel. Well, having said that, I did have a few well, toffees, not caramel, sorry, toffees. I did have a run of having a few salted caramel ones, so hard to say actually, hard to say. Caramels obviously last a lot longer. I'm just struggling to find a chocolate one really. There's an odd one here. It's got a sort of odd shape to it. Usually it's round. That's a bit of a weird one. Yeah, I'll try a couple more to see if I get a chocolate one, but another caramel one. That doesn't look like a C on it for caramel, isn't it? But the multi crunch. I can't find the chocolate ones at all. Seems to be a lot rarer than the other ones. I had one of them. I've not had one since. Two more goes. I should statistically have had a chocolate one by now. The multi one. Another multi one. So really struggling to find the chocolate ones. Some might say the chocolate ones are the most boring ones, maybe, but I don't know. I quite like that difference. That sort of breakup, and I still expect to have as many of those as the others in the pack. I'm saying caramel ones quite some toffee ones. Two caramel ones again. So okay, well, it seems to be very much to the chewy caramels, though, which is not a bad thing technically, I guess, because they are quite chewy. They do last a lot longer than the other ones. Yeah, but it seems to be a lot fewer of the chocolate ones I could see anyway. I mean, it could be that I've just been unlucky. Literally all the ones left. There's a large proportion of them are the chocolate ones. It could just be that. That's how odds work. But I don't know. Hard to say because I can't obviously tell them apart particularly. I've tried to. Some of them do look, there's some like knobbly ones which tend to be the malty ones, but you know, if you compare that one to this one looks like a malty one. But it's not necessarily the case. I've had a couple of times where I thought I was having one of the sort of like knobbly ones, and it didn't turn out to be a malty one. It turned out to be a chocolate one the first time. Yeah, so let's just try a couple more. Okay, I did. Once it's biting half, I did have a chocolate one then. Okay. Yeah, so it wasn't too bad, the chocolate one, actually. I'll get another caramel one. I was hoping to. Alright, well, we saw a chocolate on the very first one anyway. It's just solid chocolate, of course. It's not bad, actually. It's a nice breakup. It's quite soft. It's nice after all the chewing things. It's nice to just have a soft chocolate one, actually. It has to be said. Not bad, this set. I quite like it. They're quite Moorish. They're quite interesting. Quite like them. Seems to be fewer chocolate ones than there are the rest of them, but of course, it could just be I've been unlucky. And some might argue that these are probably the more mundane ones, but I quite like those ones. I think they're quite nice to have as I say, just almost like a palate cleanser between those and the other ones, really. Just after all the chewy caramel ones. There seems to be quite a lot of chewy ones, but it could just be again because they last longer. But does seem to be a lot of those in there. So that's because they probably do a chewy poppet already, so it might be why. I think they probably do. So I quite like this set. It's quite interesting. It's quite nice. It's quite varied. I think whether it's as good as Revels, I'm not sure. I think Revels are perhaps. I think these ones seem a bit. But you can't tell as easily what they are. They're a bit more uniform. I think maybe the multi crunch ones, Maltese equivalents, basically, are a bit easier to tell. Not too much different now, but they do seem to be a bit knobbly. These two seem to be multi ones. See my test. Yeah, I tried to bite in half them, but it didn't quite work. Yeah, they both were. I originally thought the first one I had was going to be one though, but I think it wasn't quite knobbly enough, and it was just a solid chocolate one. So yeah. But if you only sort of glance at them, you can't really tell. As I say, so this is probably a Malteser one. So you can see it's just got slight knobbles to it and little bits that look a bit, little sort of specks on it as well. Yeah, so that seems to be a giveaway. But just at first glance, you just have them in your hand, you can't really tell the difference between these two. So yeah, so crunch. And this one. Salty caramel. Yeah. So it just seems to be quite. I think I've noticed more toffee. I say caramel. I should be a bit confused now because sometimes I've heard the toffee ones as caramel, the chewy ones. It's quite good that the salted caramel ones are just a flavour one, a bit like the orange ones from Revels. Basically, it's just a flavour. It's not, it's nice. It's not a chewy one or whatever because you've got the toffee or even just runny caramel. It'd just be too much with the other one. I think the toffee one. I quite like the variety here, sort of. I mean, it seems like there's more chewy ones than others, which is a bit disappointing. But they are the ones that last longer and have a bit more substance to them. But it's nice to have the other flavours, really. So I've not eaten them all. Obviously, it could be the case I've just been looking. You probably is that you don't get the same amount of different ones in each pack unless you're really lucky. So distribution might be here, there, and everywhere. We don't really know. I'm definitely getting. I've only had 2 out of the 20 or so I've tried. I think I'm not sure how many I've tried, but I've tried a few. I've only had 2 chocolate ones. I've certainly had at least 8 caramel toffee ones, chewy ones. Yeah, so they seem to be more abundant than the others, at least from the sample I've had. But of course, as I said, I've not had them all. I could have just been unlucky. So yeah, there we go. But I like these. I don't think they're very similar to Revels. I'm not sure whether they're as good. I mean, it seems to not quite have the variety of Revels, and Revels, as I say, you can tell the difference between them a bit more, for better or worse. Yeah, I think though these ones they're nice. I quite like the way you can't tell what they are pretty much. I mean, sometimes the multi ones do stand out a bit, but if you just grab them in your hand and popped a few in, you wouldn't be able to tell at all. Yeah, they're not bad. I mean, let's just grab 4 of them here and just throw them in my mouth. All four of them are caramel, so which is giving me a massive chew. I was expecting different flavours and all four caramel, so I'm going to assume from that there are more caramels in there. I say caramel toffee, the chewy ones. Well, I'm going to assume there's more of those because I just have picked up more of them than any other type. That's disappointing for me. I think that is disappointing. I'm not sure what it's like in Revels, of course. But for me, having too many of those chewy toffee ones, it's just a bit much. I like the other flavours really. The toffee ones don't have much of a flavour. It's just more about the chew. I like chewy caramels, of course, or toffee in this case. But I tend to prefer them. I tend to prefer to have other things as well, not just all of that. As for rating, I think I'm tempted to lower it a bit because of the amount of toffee ones I've got, the chewy ones. But I think hard to say. I mean, it could be I've just been unlucky, but it definitely, I've had so many of them now, and most of them have been the chewy ones. I just picked up a group of 4 randomly, that was just in front of me, and they were all the chewy toffee ones. So, and having already had more of those than any others, probably it's at least 50% of what I had before was the chewy ones. So they're definitely more abundant than the others, which is a shame. I think the other ones are more exciting, as I say. So, yeah. I think for me, they're probably a 4 out of 5. I think. Tempted to lower it because of that the sheer amount of chewy toffee ones, but I don't know. Hard one to say that. It depends what you're after, really. But it's worth bearing in mind that it does seem to be more abundant than others, at least in the selection I got. So, which isn't great, but it's always the case with these ones where the distribution could be off. But as I say, without eating them all, I can't tell. The rest of them could all be none. There could be no toffees in the whole rest of the pack. I'd really highly doubt it. Maybe I'll report back later and just put a little caption on. So I could have altered my mark as a result of that, but But yeah, so there we go. So a bit disappointing. As I say, whether the better than Revels or not, I think is the question. I think it can be down to personal taste. I think for me, there's just too many chewy ones in this. Really. I think in Revels you just there's more variety basically. Anyway. For the just sheer amounts of them and things. I mean, it's nice when you can't tell what they are, down to the shape generally. Unlike in Revels where they are pretty much different shapes, they're quite easy to identify. But yeah, I think Revels just has more variety, and the distribution is just better because Revels have, they have coffee, orange, chocolate, basically Malteser, there's the caramel as well, so that's 5, and there used to be a peanut and raisin. I'm not sure if they do this anymore, or I think there might have just been one of them in replace each other. Those ones I'm not too bothered about, but so there's one more in Revels anyway. So yeah, I think it just seems a bit more varied, really, more variety in them. So yeah, so Revels are probably better, but these ones I say are quite not bad. I just think it's just in my case there's just too many caramels, and I say in retrospect I might have lowered it to 3.5. I'm not sure because of that, but it could be that your pack is different, but I don't know. I feel like that's probably not the case, and I feel like it probably is the fact that there's just an existing Poppets caramel flavour out there already, so they probably just used more of them than others perhaps, but I'm not sure. Can't guarantee that, but that's the impression I'm getting. So, but can't confirm that. I'm still chewing on those toffee ones, caramel, chewy caramel, whatever you want to call it. The chewy ones. Still there. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed that review. Follow on Twitter and Instagram. Check out YouTube and program links in the description for that. Great way to support the channel. And depending on what tier you pick, get something back. So as I always say, I know you're probably bored of hearing it. But yeah, it's a great way to support the channel, really is. Check out the Discord server as well. Link for that's in the description. You're going to keep in touch with me and the rest of the community. Like my videos and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Really helps out. Really, really does. Have a great day. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching guys. Take care. Bye for now. See ya. Bye.